Hello and welcome to Highlights. My name is Jim Strawn, host of the program. Highlights from the heart of our community is brought to you through a collaboration between Jim Strawn and Company, the Media Center, and HD Media. And if you're a regular viewer of our show, and we certainly hope that you are, you know how much we love to focus on those grassroots organizations, those charitable, not-for-profit businesses, folks that are doing economic development, folks who are just moving our state of West Virginia and our Canal Valley and our city of Charleston forward, making it a better place to live, learn, work, and to play. And on today's Highlights program, we're going to feature an organization that is really the economic driver of our state and our valley, and more importantly, right here in and around the Charleston community. We're going to be talking with the president and CEO of the Charleston Area Alliance. So lots of really good insight coming your way, lots of good information. We hope that you kind of sit back, relax, maybe take some notes. It's going to be a great conversation. I look forward to talking with Nicole Christian, again, our president and CEO of Charleston Area Alliance. Nicole, welcome to Highlights.
Thank you, Jim.
How are you?
I am doing great.
I believe you have about 1 year, give or take a day or two, under your belt as the president of our Charleston Area Alliance?
That is absolutely correct. I cannot believe how fast the last 12 months has gone.
It went quick, right?
Very quick.
Before we talk about the Alliance, maybe some folks don't know who you are. Let's talk about your journey. How did you get to where you are today? Maybe talk about where you're from and maybe a little bit about your education and some previous positions that led you to Charleston, West Virginia.
Great. Well, try not to bore anyone. I've been in the industry for 27 years, my 27th year anniversary on June 5th, and I've had the incredible opportunity to lead several other organizations. So began my career in Northern Kentucky with the Northern Kentucky Chamber. I'm from the Northern Kentucky
Not
Greater
too far
Cincinnati.
from here, really.
Not
Kind
far
of
at all.
Same Appalachian feel, a little bit, right?
It is
Yeah.
Midwest.
Yeah.
I consider it Midwest.
Okay.
Attended the University of Kentucky and earned my bachelor's degree there, and then started working for the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. And within 3 months on the job, I realized it was the work that I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I wanted to make a career out of it, and that's what I did. So I've had the opportunity to also work in the Davenport area with the Davenport One organization, which is
I call that the Midwest.
It's very similar.
Okay.
The Quad Cities.
Okay,
so
sure.
Davenport, Iowa. From there, I was in South Florida for a while, Palm Beach.
Yeah, nice.
And that was just a little too far from family.
I understand.
Beautiful, warm climate, but not quite the Midwest feel I was used to. Mm-hmm. I've spent the last 11 years in Maryland in the Garrett County area, westernmost part of the state, Deep Creek Lake, near Morgantown,
Know it well.
near Kaiser and Kingwood and Terra Alta, for all the, to give everybody from West Virginia some landmarks, and had the opportunity to take this position with the Charleston Area Alliance, and it's been fantastic.
So far, so good?
Oh, I love it.
I mean, yeah. How have you been received? How do you feel? How are your relationships with the private sector, the business sector, the community? How's that all going for you, in your opinion?
Honestly, I have to say, this is one of the most welcoming environments. Yes. And I have moved a lot of other places. I've relocated quite a bit, but I have felt that the Canal Valley, Charleston area has just welcomed me with open arms, and I've made a lot of friends. I've built a lot of relationships already. What I like about this community is all the incredible things that there are to do, on a personal level and any level of interest, but also the really great the way the business community and philanthropic community and the governmental community all works together. The collaboration here, the collaborative spirit, is really impressive, and I've seen where it's not, so this has been really a great move for me.
A lot of times I like to say, if we actually ran the country, if we ran D.C., I think we would get a little bit more done, because we do enjoy the collaboration. We enjoy the collaboration. We have that spirit of synergy. We want to move everybody forward. That's why I said in my open, we moved the state forward. We moved the Kanawha Valley forward. We moved the city of Charleston forward, not by ourselves, but collaboratively. People are watching this. They've heard of the Charleston Area Alliance. Is that the old chamber? Is that the Charleston Chamber? So? People are watching this. How would you describe? I said at the top of the show, I always call it like the economic engine of the valley. How would you describe the Charleston Area Alliance for folks checking this out, watching it?
Well, that's a great description, Jim. And the Alliance is actually a community and economic development organization that is working towards a more vibrant and prosperous Kanawha Valley. It is the culmination of several entities that decided to join forces to be able to leverage the resources and move the needle and have greater impact. So it is the old chamber, so the Charleston Regional Chamber. It's still one of our affiliate organizations, and it's our advocacy, our lobbying arm. But the CADCO, the Charleston Area Development Corporation, which was previously known as BIDCO,
right.
But the industrial development, the economic development arm, and then you also had the Renaissance, Charleston Renaissance, and all of those organizations came together and realized that working together they could accomplish so much more.
It's an economies of scale. It's leveraging for some bigger federal grants and monies, quite frankly, to help us grow economically. With that being said, you're working on something pretty big, the Act Now Coalition. The Act Now Coalition, we have a grant in. Talk about that with the EDA, the Build Back Better Regional Challenge. We have the grant application in, but talk about what that is, the process, and what we hope to come from that.
So as part of the pandemic recovery,
Okay.
the Congress and the Biden administration have launched a lot of federal programs to try to assist with recovery, and Build Back Better was a big program that came out of the EDA, the Economic Development Administration, U.S. EDA, not to be confused
Okay.
with West Virginia. And they put $1 billion into the Build Back Better Regional Challenge. So there are like 6 different programs that are all part of the overall Build Back Better, but the Regional Challenge part. And they also committed, I believe it was a total of $300 million to coal communities. So for Build Back Better, they had an initial round of applications, and a whole bunch of communities submitted. Now the primary aspect is that it has to be a collaborative effort and a regional effort. So it can't be just one organization, one community, one city. It has to go beyond. And so the Act Now Coalition formed. You have 19 primary partners, but there's over 50 supporting organizations. And so 19 primary partners. And we had to submit a phase 1 application, received $500,000 to do some planning to see how we could actually move the concept forward.
So quite frankly, that was a good sign. So we got through phase 1. We got $500,000, $500,000 to plan it, seed it, see where we can go from here. So now we've applied for phase 2.
Phase 2.
Okay.
There were 60 applicants from phase 1 selected
Okay.
to apply for phase 2. And so we are one of those 60. And we really were able to refine the projects, our scope of work. And, the real purpose of the Act Now Coalition is to help West Virginia transition from being a coal economy to really a climate resilient economy, and we're diversifying our technologies and focusing on renewables, so that'll take us forward with new jobs, new industry, new investment, and it's a real. We're kind of already on that path, so it's not something that is, for someone to say, well, this is unheard of, or that's impossible or unthinkable. We've already been making the transition. Now, the Build Back Better gave us an opportunity, again, to bring together partners to really build on that collaboration and start moving forward. So we developed 8 component projects.
So yeah, those 8 are on the screen now. We're leading one of the 8, right?
That's correct.
Talk about the one that we're leading, the Charleston Area Alliance.
So you have 8 component projects. The Charleston Area Alliance is leading the project that is called the LIFT Center. That's the Learning, Innovation, Food, and Technology Center.
An acronym.
And it is an acronym, and it will include battery research and development. It'll include renewable energy, solar, also some training and workforce development, and a food hub. And the LIFT Center will transform 55,000 square feet of the existing canal manufacturing building. So it will be right here in downtown Charleston.
How are we feeling? The application is in. We're talking about it now. You're talking about it with other media outlets. You're talking about it with your members and your board and your other collaborative partners. How do we feel?
Well, we feel really good, honestly, because our partners are so committed. We've worked so hard. We've looked at all of the pros and cons. We feel like we've worked out all of the details, and our lead organization for the whole Act Now Coalition is Coalfield Development Community and Brandon Dennison, and they are no stranger to huge projects and big grants like this, and they've just done an amazing job of really herding the cats. And it's been, I think, eye-opening in some instances where we realize, hey, we can do even more. I feel, we feel confident, but again, it's very competitive. There are it's actually 58, one dropped out, so 58 other applications, all going for, big dollars. We've applied for $75 million. So we may get some, not all.
And we'll know in September?
We should know by September.
And because of our planning from phase 1 and the seed money for that, we get funded. Are we ready to go? Are we hitting the ground running, or we're ready to go, right?
We are ready to go.
That's a good thing.
It will be, so for the LIFT Center specifically, that's a construction project. So we actually already have the plans. We've been working with the architect and design, and it will mostly at that point be moving forward with those plans. And, so it would, you have to figure you got to get the grant application signed, the contract signed, and there are some other, you have to bid out certain aspects and do certain things. So to see the actual construction, that's a little further out, but we're ready. We're excited.
Very, very, very exciting. I'm proud of us. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of our collaborative partners. We're having a great conversation, as I promised at the top of the show, with our president and CEO of the Charleston Area Alliance, Nicole Christian. Been on the roll for about 1 year now, talking about the Act Now Coalition. We're talking about the EDA grant that we have in Build Back Better our region. Let's switch gears a little bit. We're still talking economics. We're still talking about business. You're an advocate for small business. Let's talk about the small business. We've been talking pretty large business there.
Yes.
Let's talk about people like myself, people that have one employee, 5, 10, 15, 20, maybe 40, small business in Kanawha Valley. It's really the backbone of any chamber, any alliance, any economic engine. You got to take care of your small businesses. You do that. We've been doing this a long time, but for me, it feels not talked about enough. It's such a quiet giant, if you will, the small business incubator that is operated by the Alliance. Talk about that history, what we're doing now, and how maybe someone can learn more about that. There's the logo there, and that's the Charleston Area Alliance building over there, the Small Business Incubator. Talk about that with the audience, Nicole.
Sure. Well, and since you have the picture of the building on the screen, I'll just make sure to point out that the first floor is where the Charleston Area Alliance offices are.
Okay.
But the other
It's
three
four stories.
floors,
Yeah, three,
it is.
second, third, and fourth.
And second, third, and fourth are all tenant spaces. So we have 40 offices in there, and we currently have 20 tenants occupying 27 spaces.
Okay.
So some take up more than one office, but so 20
And tenants are small businesses. Basically.
They are small businesses. They are also, we have a couple of nonprofits in
Charitable
there.
organizations set up shop there, yeah.
We have, the best thing about it is it's a one-stop center too. So we actually have the resources and the services right there in the facility, such as the Small Business Development Center, SCORE. We have the regional Contracting Assistance Center. We have the U.S. Department of Commerce Commercial Service that assists small businesses with exporting. So the services are right there in the one-stop center. And, you know, the incubator has been in existence for 30 years now. 30 years. Currently, the 20 tenants that we have employ over 100 people. And so, you know, as you said, Jim, small business is the cornerstone
Absolutely.
of any economy. And our, goal is to help these small businesses grow and flourish and be able to graduate, spread their wings, and become even larger. Entrepreneurial development is a key foundation of economic development. And so the Alliance is very supportive of that. We do have some spaces still available in the facility.
I want to stop you right there and say, if you have a question or would like to learn more about the Small Business Incubator, the website is on the screen. The telephone number is on the screen, charlestonareaalliance.org. If you want to call Nicole, you want to call some of the folks over there and learn more about the incubator, give them a call, 304-340-4253. Again, the number and website right there on the screen. Small Business Incubator. And there's a little commitment to the small business owner or the charitable organization or whoever wants to rent. You can't just pop in for a month or two or three, right? Talk about that.
We do have lease agreements.
Yeah, it's a bit longer than 1 year, I do believe. Is it 1 year?
You can sign a 1 year agreement. We'll start with 1 year. Okay. And then
is there an end date? Like, okay, you can't stay here anymore. You can't run your business out of there.
We're not going to kick anyone out.
Right, okay. So
we want to continue to work with these businesses. Okay. But there actually are some requirements that these businesses have to meet before they can actually open up shop in the incubator. I mean, they have to have been in operation for at least a year. They can't have been in any other commercial space already. Okay. So, or they can be from outside the region. Maybe they want to do a soft landing and they're planning to open or establish a presence here. Then we can work with them on that too. But we really believe that the incubator provides that whole support system that is going to help these small businesses grow and flourish.
I know many of the small businesses that you've helped get started there, helped them flourish. They've gone on to become big marketing firms, PR firms, grow from the incubator into town and even beyond over into D.C. So what a great seed it can be and foster it and
It
grow.
is. And just, I do want to correct something. I did say incorrectly, you have to be in business for a year. That isn't correct. You have to have a business plan. So it has to be more
Little bit
than
of a
just,
difference,
not a concept that I'm thinking about this. I'm going to, but you have to have an actual business plan. But I think that any community, especially a community like ours, that has really grown up and built a foundation of how we have been a successful and vibrant community is through entrepreneurial development, then we have to have an incubator to support that.
Well, I applaud you guys. You do a great job with that. It's like I said, it's a quiet giant, but it's not quiet for a reason. Give them a call.
Yeah.
Talk to Nicole. Talk to the staff over there, 304-340-4253. We've got 10, 12 minutes left in our segment. Nicole, I want to get to this Charleston Roots program. Quite frankly, I don't know much about this one. I knew about the Small Business Incubator. I knew a little bit about the EDA. Talk to the audience about this Charleston Roots program.
Absolutely. Charleston Roots is our relocation initiative.
That's popular in our state right now.
Relocation incentive program. It's popular really all over the country.
Okay. So it's competitive all over the country.
It is.
Okay.
And you're probably referring to Ascend West Virginia, which is
I am.
I think pretty notable, has a lot of notoriety, and they've done a great job with that.
Sure.
The really interesting piece is Ascend and Roots launched on the same day. Charleston Roots program.
I remember that. I forgot until you said it right now. So that's our version of relocation for businesses?
Actually, this is for
or
people.
This
is for the individuals.
Okay.
It started out as a relocation incentive program really focused on remote workers. Mm-hmm. But here's something really interesting that we discovered along the way. When we opened it initially back in the spring of 21, the majority of the applicants were not remote workers. They were people who wanted to move here and fill jobs that we had available. Okay. The interest for people to move to this area, the Charleston area, was overwhelming. Nice. And so the initial round of funding allowed us to recruit. I believe we accepted 15 original applications, and then we had some changes along the way. A couple of people dropped out. We took a couple of alternates, and so from that initial pot of money, we did still have some left over. So we've reopened the portal. It's open right now.
We just had the timeline up on the screen. Briefly talk about that timeline again. So it's starting. Another round is starting right now. Hit some of the highlights for the timeline.
It is, and the deadline is June 30th. That's really important. So if you have a friend or a family member who is considering moving back here, or who you think we have a great job available, and we have incredible jobs here, they can apply for this program. They have to do so by June 30th. Okay. No extensions. Okay. In the first couple of weeks of July, our selection committee will review all the applications. Then the last couple of weeks of July, they will conduct interviews with selected applicants, and then they will make a determination of who the applicants are that are going to receive the $5,000 incentive. Now, here's a kicker too. If you refer someone and they do get accepted for the program, you can also receive a referral fee of $500.
I like it. I might have to refer somebody, right?
You should refer somebody.
By June 30th at 5 o'clock is the deadline.
And then they will have, once they are notified they've been selected, they have 10 days to accept or decline, and then they have 90 days to actually make the move. Now, this is still the initial pot of money, the initial pilot program, so they have to relocate to Charleston. Okay. And they have to have a job. They have to have verification of employment, and they have to have verification of Charleston residence to receive their first allotment. So it's broken into two halves,
Okay.
the 5,000. So they'll receive 2,500. Then after 6 months, again, verification of employment, verification of Charleston residence, they'll receive the other half.
That is a great name for that. It very much is incentivizing.
It is.
And what a great gig to relocate, work, get a little incentive, get a little bonus.
Here's a quick and interesting statistic for you. So 7 million people moved over the last year. So in 2021, 7 million people moved. More than 50% of those people received a relocation incentive.
So again, competitive money's out there.
Competitive.
Yeah.
People are moving
We're holding our
around.
own though, right?
Oh, we are.
This is a great place to relocate to.
It is.
It's wild and wonderful. We have great opportunities.
It's almost
for work.
heaven.
It is almost heaven. We have great opportunities for folks to work, as you said, a lot of recreational things. 4 seasons, 4 beautiful seasons in my opinion. Winter's my least favorite, but 3.5.
Fairly mild though, considering where I just moved from. This is a pretty mild winter, but it is competitive. And all things being considered, excuse me, all things being considered, we have a low cost of living. We have great job opportunities. We have an incredible quality of life. And, you throw in the incentive, that can be the tipping point. So and when you just consider the amount of applications we received in the first round, that tells you people want to live here.
I love all that. We're having, a great conversation. To remind our audience, if you're just tuning in, we are talking with Nicole Christian. Nicole is the president and CEO of our Charleston Area Alliance. You were talking earlier about how much you have been embraced, how much you have embraced this community. You and I were talking off air. Many years ago, I learned the word community means a series of relationships. There's not a more active relationship building opportunity than the Charleston Area Alliance business after hours. We typically have one every month, so we have 10, 11, 12, 13 of these a year opportunities to come together and foster relationships.
Yes.
Talk about the importance of that networking and how popular the business after hours are.
They're extremely popular,
And they're fun.
and they're
fun.
yes, they're a lot of fun, and organizations really clamor to host these
Sure.
events.
Oh, I know.
And it's just a good opportunity. So we get to showcase some great organizations and great sites and locations around our community. But people come together, and you do business with people you know. I mean, that has been true.
Trust is a sacred bond. You gotta
It
trust
absolutely
folks.
is. And so coming to a business after hours is a good opportunity, a very casual, very social setting to build your network, to meet other people. You know a million people.
I think
When
you and I met
see
at one of your after hours.
I think we
when
did.
you first got here.
And when people you know someone and then you introduce them to someone else, and next thing you know, they're doing business. And that's what it's all about. We're all supporting each other. Everybody has the same overall goal, which is a thriving business community. So the after hours are a good time, good food, and also just a really great way to expand your network in a more casual setting. Absolutely can find all that information on our website,
Sure.
charlestonAreaAlliance.org.
CharlestonAreaAlliance.org.
All the information, any events that we're hosting are on there.
I love our business after hours, and so will you. You do not have to be a member. There's either members or future members. So come to these after hours and get registered for those. Again, good food,
If
good
I
cheer.
might
Yes.
mention, Jim, our members do receive the perk of a
discount.
lower
Yes,
rate
I did.
to attend, and they just need to go through the online portal. That we have a member portal that they go through,
And a futures
Make
member
sure, yes,
portal.
you can go through for future member, but for our members, if you need help, contact Johanna. She'll help you walk through that.
Love me some Johanna. Love me
She's
some
great.
Johanna. Let's talk about one more thing, kind of staying on that community theme. Charleston Area Alliance, you kind of took the lead at collaborating. Again, there's that word collaboration with Festival when our city becomes a work of art. Festival and the Downtown Open, brought to you by the Charleston Area Alliance, been a staple for 3 or 4 years. There's the graphic on the board. It just concluded. It ran pretty much the whole month of June, which is our festival month, brought to you by the City of Charleston and Charleston Area Alliance. But if you're walking around downtown, you're like, what is that miniature putt-putt hole doing there? It's part of the Downtown Open, right? How fun was that?
And it's so fun because it was a great opportunity. I mean, I was listening to the radio this morning and somebody was talking about there's, just great events going on all the time, every weekend.
Every day, every week,
There's
every hour.
always stuff
Crazy.
happening. And a lot of it's free, just like the Downtown Open.
Right, there's a hole.
We had 26 holes, 26
So, and
organizations.
a hole is brought to you by a company, an organization.
Yes.
Somebody sponsors it.
They do, and this one on the screen you
Colony.
can see Old Colony,
Sure.
and so they come up with the design and concept, and they sponsor the creation of it. And thanks to our actual sponsors of the Downtown Open, which were Festival and the City of Charleston, we were able to have this almost the entire month of June, and so. Families, friends could go, and as they're out and about in downtown, it's a pop-up miniature golf course.
You grab a putter and get a ball and go play.
And we
26 holes.
had 4 locations. I do want to thank Art Emporium, Tony, the Taylor Books, and Adelphia for hosting our golf clubs, our putters, and the balls and scorecards. But it really, it is so impressive to me. I grew up in the greater Cincinnati area, and so in a pretty large metro downtown. And what I don't think people really understand is what a great downtown we have here.
And there's a schematic of downtown where we played the Downtown Open in 26 of our holes. But just talk about walking around town. That's not just an isolated area. That's pretty much all of downtown. There's holes everywhere.
Well, it was really, we focused on House Street and Capitol Street. But, there's so much going on all around downtown that it was spread out enough that people could engage in so many other activities and do this at the same time. Kanawha County, just the whole Kanawha Valley, our region here, there is so many incredible opportunities.
I'm from here. I am, as we tape this show, I'm 22,539 days here. You've been other places. I've been here. So I see this, I know this, but how does it compare? I don't want to throw any other market under the bus, but just maybe where you've been, and we just have seemingly something every half an hour down here to do in the Kanawha Valley, recreationally.
So we have all types of events, but we also have, just all the normal, ongoing organizations and great restaurants, and we have, great activities that are open on a regular basis besides the events. I mean, if you want to head out down Corridor G, you can find pretty much any store that you need down there. Canal City has everything. If you spread everything out, if you want to go hiking, wow, you can go to Canal State Forest.
Little Creek Park.
You can even, go down the Elk River. You can take a drive. You're not even that far from the newest national park.
How about that? 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and it's just right there.
So,
on the gorge.
What I think that maybe I've just had the fortune of being able to live other places. The way I look at it is we have all the big city amenities without the headaches. We have the charm.
I kind of marvel at a city less than 50,000. Of course, we swell to 250 by day, and we're a market of 350, 500,000 people if you consider the whole DMA. But that's still relatively not large. Right. But we have like you said, we have the charm and the character, but we have everything a big city has. Maybe not the scale, but we have literally everything, and I think it adds even more to our quality of life.
We have a professional sports team.
I know we
You
do.
know, we've got the Dirty Birds here.
Yep.
You can watch different basketball events. The Coliseum brings in great and incredible
Top
artists.
shows in the nation.
We've got Broadway series at
All
the
the time.
Clay Center. I mean, you know,
have.
so everything that you would find in a big city. We've this amazing riverfront. We've got, you know, the industry, the tech, the chemical industry, automotive industry. You know, we have an incredible manufacturing workforce here too. But so when I look at it, all I see is potential.
Well, I love your zest and I love your passion for our community, and I welcome you in as a kind of a Charlestonian, if you will, and we appreciate what you're doing. I applaud your passion. It's somewhat of an easy sell, but the hard part is actually getting it in front of other people, the incentive and the relocation for businesses and just the grants and the good we can do. So you're a good liaison. You're a good middle person for us and representing us.
I'm just trying to follow your lead, Jim.
I love
you
being
are
here.
the definite ambassador for our community. I mean, we have so much to offer, and I think for us, we need to change the narrative. People have this perception, and most of them haven't even been here. So we need to change the story, change the narrative, and help people see what we really are and what we have.
And we're not there yet, but I'm still standing.
We're getting there.
I'm still standing in that batter's box swinging just like you are, right?
Sounds great.
Hey, a parting shot, something you want the audience to know about the Alliance, or something maybe I haven't asked you, and this we'll end it with this, Nicole.
Well, you know, you really hit on something before, Jim, when you talked about prospective members. You know, we're always open to new members joining the Alliance. We're happy to help you through the process, but it's a great way to grow your business. We're providing services and support and education and training and opportunities for community involvement, cost savings and benefits, business advocacy. We can provide all of that for very minimal investment. And your business will definitely, if you maximize that investment, your business will grow. So I want to put the invitation out there. Anyone who's not a member of the Charleston Area Alliance, give us a call. I personally will be happy to sit down and spend time with you and learn about your business and find out how joining the Alliance could help you.
Very good. We'll end it right there. And I concur. And I am Jim Strawn and Company, a proud member of the Charleston Area Alliance. That is all the time we have for on this edition of Highlights from the Heart of Our Community. As always, brought to you through a collaboration between Jim Strawn and Company, proud Alliance member, HD Media, and the Media Center. We'll see you all over town, and we'll see you next time right here on Highlights.
Thanks so
Take care
much.
now. Thank you.